With the addition of Montes, still maintaining some other players on that roster, is this a make or break season for P. Will? Let's talk about this and more right after this. Listen, it's your boy P Kid coming to you for the Chicago Bulls Breeze, giving you this hot Chicago Bulls content. And we are a couple of weeks ahead in front of the season start. We have preseason kind of coming up. All these things are starting to ramp up for the Chicago Bulls and the NBA as a whole. And I am excited for the season to be back. And I'm excited to be here to actually make this particular content. I could have actually been doing it before, but in my opinion, I don't like sitting there stretching every topic. I'm just not really good at it. Many people are, and I'm happy for their success in doing it. I'll get better at that one day. So, but at the end of the day, the question here still remains. P. Will on this team has not lived up to his draft position, fourth overall. Now, you can sit there and say he's been impacted by a bunch of things, make a couple excuses for it. Some reasons are actually real reasons. I'm not going to sit there and make it seem like they're not. But at the end of the day, you still want to see a little bit more. So it begs the question again, is this a make or break season for P. Will? My answer is yes. I'm going to tell you why. The reality of it is, it comes down to one clear indication and one clear word, and that word is impact. See, the thing about it is, P. Will had some very small moments in which he showed that he can be this dynamic player. And you can see him kind of string some things together. Maybe it's from working with DeMar, maybe it was a little bit of his confidence coming to his own. But here's the one thing, and in fact, and my guy Pat actually brought this out. When we actually had the opportunity to do more, you kind of still saw him shrink back. That to me is not fourth overall draft position mentality. Case in point, we saw Kobe White do his thing. Now, mind you, I know P. Wilson had injury and stuff like that. I get it. I'm not going to sit here and make it seem as if all of those things aren't true. But when you look at Kobe White, when given an opportunity to kind of step on that floor and showcase what he could do, he took advantage of it. Whether the shots were good or bad, he still was out there putting forth that effort and getting active, but actually sitting there and doing the things that we would want him to do. He's a scorer, he's a shooter. You saw him try to do that. You saw him actually try to go out there and have impact, at least to some extent. Now, it's not to say that people has no impact, but the level of impact you expect somebody to have at his draft position, I want to highlight that because I don't want to use the word bust for everybody. I don't think he's a bust, but I do think that he should not have been drafted that high. And part of that is not his fault. Part of that is also him having to step into the reality of, hey, I am drafted this high. There is some expectation coming. I have to showcase that. My biggest gripe still comes back to the first couple seasons where we had to literally force this guy to shoot. What are we doing? And what are we talking about? The second part is, even if that's not your case, even if you're going to be the power forward or small forward who is not out there putting up a bunch of threes, which is kind of odd because he has a really good percentage. I think this might be even a good time. Bad photo of him, but like P. Will had a decent, he has a really good 3-point shooting percentage. He's 41% from the 3-point line for his career. He has not had a season under 39% shooting from three. He is a efficient shooter when he shoots. If he shoots. Now he's come out of that a little bit. In fact, that I think last season before, he had more 3-point attempts than DeMar even. He had more 3-point shots made than DeMar had attempts. Take that with a grain of salt because DeMar doesn't shoot a lot of threes. But this goes to show you a couple of things. Like, he can be dynamic and we can use him in a way that allows him to showcase more. But here's the part that gets me. If you're not going to be that guy who shoots, if you're not going to be the guy who takes those, and you can't say he didn't get this time. He got starter minutes. He got 30 minutes. So he had opportunities. Then you need to be a better rebounder. You need to create it other ways that just don't equate to, oh yeah, well, he stuck the other team's best guy, and they mentioned, like let's be for real. I love the fact that he was a good defender or is a good defender, but it wasn't to the point where it totally changed every single game that he played, or it totally changed a large subset of games. That's just not what I saw. It's not like I put P Will out there and he impacted the game so much that things just totally changed. I give you case in point. It's not as if he was out there like Alex Caruso. Alex Caruso was not a great 3-point shooter, but he's sufficient. Alex Caruso is not a great bucket getter, but he can get a bucket. He's sufficient. He's not a great rebounder, but for some odd reason, he keeps finding the ball. He can make plays. He has impact. Torrey Craig had impact. Jalen Green, still don't know what happened to that boy. I got to do some. I got to be better. Impact. Kid was all over the place. That kid was just jumping everywhere. Like, listen, he literally ate Green. Green is the epitome of Black Air Force One energy on the Bulls team. Like, yeah, that was just him. He was just there. Impact. I can't say P. Will gave us that. He gave me pockets. He gave me a lot. He gave me some. I was like, all right, hold on. Maybe this was the dude. Maybe we can do this. And then it just tapered off. I can't sit there and say that I had a sustained amount of impact from someone who had more opportunity than most, even in his own draft. I can't say that. Now injuries do play a part. I do have some other nuances that I do give him leeway and credit for. But even with me doing that, I still find myself wondering. So to answer the question, tie it all back, it is a make or break season for him. This does have to be a good season for him. He does have to step up because realistically, the other two people you saw in the thumbnail, Montes, I think Montes is going to be a dog. And if P. Will's not going to shoot or have impact, I think Montes will. But that's my thoughts, man. I want to hear yours. Do you think this is a make or break season for P. Will? Do you think Montes is going to be able to replace that? Do you give me your thoughts? I want to hear how you all are feeling heading to the season about P. Will and what's necessary for him to really maintain and be on this team. Let me know in the chat. Listen, whether it's love, whether it's hate, put it all there. I'll be in there with you. Till next time. Peace.